like, bro.
She got a kid. Look at his back. Oh my god. Hey, what's up, and welcome back to another reaction. Today we're reacting to what prehistoric animal would have lived in your state. Mine died 97. Yeah, we did a few reactions to him before. He's a funny dude. Like his TikTok compilations talking about animals and how savage they are. Just reminding you how dangerous nature is.
Yeah, how dangerous animals are. I'm like, why are you trusting an animal who can't even hold a conversation with you?
Tigers.
Are you stupid?
He's like, he's not that dangerous. No, he's.
I'm like, he will bite your head off.
No, he's that dangerous.
Yeah.
He's just not hungry right now. You're feeding him.
Yeah, you're feeding him.
You're feeding him at a set time.
Once you're done feeding him and he ain't got nothing else to eat, he's gonna eat you.
Nothing to think about. Like, he doesn't have time to think about eating you because you're already feeding him before he even gets time to think. Like, oh, I'm gonna eat this bitch because she's not feeding me. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Ripping your friends' faces off. You gonna have a pet chimpanzee?
Yeah, bro.
Why?
How do you rip somebody's? You know how strong they gotta be to rip somebody's face off?
So you come to someone's house and they got a chimpanzee walk around in a diaper. Like, what the?
Right or left?
Yeah.
There ain't no way.
No way.
Ain't no way.
Oh my god, yeah, we're gonna hop right into his reaction, man. Let's go.
What would be your problem based on your state? Florida, you would have to deal with the Basilosaurus if you swam too far from the shore. Basically a homicidal roid whale that grew to 66 feet long with jaws that could send you to another plane of existence. New York, y'all would also want to avoid the beaches, because Europtors, aka sea scorpion the size of a damn house cat, would have been your problem. The largest ones were almost 4.5 feet long. California is so full of itself they named this violation against nature after it. Californosaurus was a prehistoric marine reptile that grew to 10 feet long and made the ocean a substantially more fucked up place. Ah, this one hurts. Living in New Jersey would have been a living sodomy because a 30-foot killer crocodile Deinosuchus would have turned the Sunshine State into the murder capital of the world. Basically Chicago with more crocodiles. Keep in mind this crocodile clapped sharks for fun and would use us as a toothpick. And for the 3 people and 2 polar bears that live in Alaska, running fades with a dire wolf would have been a way of life. It would also be a way of death because they were bigger than wolves today. But don't be too disappointed.
Man.
Some people have been trying to bring the dire wolf back, and honestly I'd rather resurrect this roid wolf than bring back Game of Thrones. What animal you'd have to worry about based on your state?
Bring back
Everything's
nothing.
bigger in
They don't
Texas, and
bring
that
back
includes a
some
10-foot,
dumb stuff,
22,000-pound middle finger that was Mastodon. Just know there's no such thing as a homeowner with this thing walking around. Because there's no worldly possession that you own that this prehistoric Dumbo wouldn't take from you, and that includes your soul. Michigan, y'all like rats? Y'all had Castroid, aka a 7-foot, 200-pound roid rodent, also known as the giant beaver. Don't even bother with a mousetrap. You're better off using a tactical on this violation with teeth. Arizona, welcome to your tape. Sarosaurus was a 14-foot, 250-pound life insurance cancellation with claws. Colorado, you might have had it worse than anybody else. Allosaurus would have squad wiped you and your entire bloodline. At 17 feet tall, 5,000 pounds with a top speed of 34 miles per hour, you would have been disrespectfully fucked. When I tell you this prehistoric murder gecko would have stabbed heady kills, it would have had a higher body count than Bundy and all the sororities in the world combined. Don't think you're safe, New Mexico. You're not better off. Y'all would have had Gastosaurus, aka Big Bird with a rap sheet, in your backyard. Take Castroids today, make them 6 foot 7, and you have a malicious tendency Thunder Goose that would body you in your living room as well as on the basketball court. What prehistoric animal would be your problem based on your state? Welcome to your tape, Georgia. You would have had duck-billed dinosaurs. 36 feet long and 15,000 pounds, and since they traveled in herds, you could easily get Mufasa if you didn't get out the way. Connecticut, y'all had Dilophosaurus straight out of Jurassic. They didn't spit venom, but at 23 feet 9,000 pounds with vice-grip jaws, they didn't need to. Utah, y'all got blessed with one of the most disrespectful predators of the Ice Age, the short-faced bear. And at 11 feet tall, the only thing short about them is their temper followed by your time on Earth. Delaware, you'd want to stay out the water, because there would have been multiple types of marine reptiles like Mosasaurus just waiting to put you in a blunt. North and South Carolina, say a prayer and thank God that he vaulted a 16-foot murder gecko known as Postosuchus. Because this homicide on legs was failed plot development. This is what prehistoric animal you'd have to worry about based on your state. Alabama, you're a special kind of fucked. Tylosaurus was a 45-foot death iguana that would have put you in the back of a milk carton if you swam near it. And since they probably hunted in packs, this would have been the worst form of gang violence. Pennsylvania, clench your anus because you'd be screwed too. Rudiodon was a prehistoric version of the crocodile that could grow to 26 feet. As the largest predators in the area, they keep property values down and life insurance up. Illinois, no dinosaur bones have been found in your state, so the only thing that would kill you is boredom. Just kidding, you'd be getting vibe checked by the giant stag moose. He's bigger than the average moose. Ohio, you'd want to avoid water at all costs because 30-foot Dunkleosteus would be out here living up to the hype. Not only did they have one of the most devastating bites of all time, this death guppy would have had bulletproof armor. Virginia, you would have had herds of woolly mammoths right in your front yard. I bet, their front yard. Because at 13 feet, 12,000 pounds, your name might be on the lease, but this shag carpet with tusk would be the landlord. Nebraska, you would have been as down bad could get. You would have had a rhino-hippo hybrid called a Telosaurus. God took a homicide horse and a forbidden unicorn, put them together, gave it personality disorder, and said, let Nebraska deal with it. You're fucked. What prehistoric animal would be your problem based on your state? Louisiana, y'all would have the alligator gar. Fearsome freshwater fish that can grow to 10 feet, 350 pounds. Its gator piranha love child clearly escaped God's trap. At least he vaulted. What? Oh, they're still alive. Well, shit. Tennessee meet Titanotilopus, an 11-foot, 4,800-pound homicidal alpaca on steroids. They'd normally be calm, but if you pissed them off, they could take your head off like camels today, and that's not hyperbole, it actually happened. Maryland, you'd have Ecphora, a murder snail with a long, sharp tooth designed to punch holes in the shells of other snails. They'd only be 5 inches long, but 5 inches can do a lot of damage. Pause. Hey, Indiana, who's your daddy? If you were alive back then, the answer would be the mastodon, the mammoth, the short-faced bear, and the smilodon. Basically, you'd be taking losses left and right. Massachusetts, you had the intimidating Stegosaurus. They were related to crocodiles, but were also a massive disappointment at only 7 inches. You wouldn't know that looking at the picture, so you're also looking at the world's first catfish. What prehistoric animal you'd have to worry about based on your state. Oklahoma, you would have had the Mastodoninae, aka the saber-tooth obituary on legs. Their teeth weren't good for holding struggling prey, so they would have specialized in killing you in seconds. Nevada, there's no other way to put this, y'all had some fuckery going on. You'd have a 50-foot, 60,000-pound Shonosaurus handing out aquatic fades like Phelps. They're one of the biggest reptiles ever, one of the top 5 most disrespectful things to ever leave God's drafts. Missouri, you're gonna love this one. The homicidal hell pig would have been your neighbor. They weren't actually pigs, but the hell part, that was on point. Built like a tank with hyena jaws, the Satan's one would have canceled life subscriptions on an egregious level. Rhode Island, if you don't like spiders, welcome to your tape. I can't pronounce its name, but I can pronounce you dead if this thing ever finds its way into your home. Oregon, meet the Pontilus, a prehistoric Pliocene walrus. I don't know if this homicidal blubber nugget actually had tusks, but it definitely would have had a nasty bite that would have put you out of commission. And it would have ran all your beaches. Hawaii, I didn't forget about you. Y'all actually never had dinosaurs, so unless you're afraid of birds like the moa and nola, you'd be fine. On land, water would be a different movie with no sequel. Here's what animal would be your nightmare based on your state. Dakota. South, left, right, it doesn't matter. Tyrone Rex would have snatched your soul and your chain. Not only was it to bite people, but it was septic, meaning even if you escaped, the clammy hands of Satan would still drag you to hell. Montana, y'all would be down horrendous. This giraffe raptor would have been the largest flying animal to ever exist, and if it plotted on you, you were finished. At 18 feet tall with a 40-foot wingspan, you would not be the main
character. See that condor that
West Virginia, y'all be more fucked than a relative at a family reunion. Dire wolves were fearsome pack hunters that would do malicious populations.
This was now.
Game of Thrones, you get cancer.
This was this year.
Kentucky, y'all had a giant ground sloth, which isn't bad, so you realize those claws meant it would disembowel with its pink. Mississippi, y'all wouldn't have been able to swim without 16-foot Zagoras putting you on the news. Just like dolphins, they were smart enough and evil enough to make your life a living jihad.
Bring back animals for
Arkansas, y'all had Arkansaurus. Great name, by the way. This prehistoric murder goose grew to 15 feet tall with claws that would make you 6 feet shorter. Yeah, they would have had hands, and best believe they would have used them. We got a fun one today. Washington, y'all would have had Diceratotherium, running fades, and erasing names. If they were anything like rhinos today, they would have had horns and a nasty temper to go with it. Wyoming, you would have had Uintatherium. Basically, God tried to draw rhinos strictly from memory and got distracted. But if you want to question God, this prehistoric type can happily send it to him. Minnesota, I'm not gonna lie, y'all would have been Homotherium's chew toy. These roid kitties were the same size as African lions today, and their teeth were S-tier disrespectful. With a top speed of 45 miles per hour, y'all be down so bad you'd be born 6 feet under. Kansas, pterosaur. Need I say more? 36-foot wingspan, 550 pounds, built like a homicidal fighter jet. This thing would have put you in a blunt and smoked a U-pack. Vermont, going underwater would have been a death sentence if 36-foot Camarasaurus pressed you. Basically an armor-plated giant squid. Yeah, nature was in its bag on this one. Idaho, I don't even know what to tell you. Orctodromus was a burrowing animal, but at 7 feet tall, you'd still look up to them. Here's what animal would be your nightmare based on your state. At 8 feet, 3,500 pounds, taking a selfie with this prehistoric appa wouldn't fly. But you might. The day you get on his bad side is the day your parents say bye, son. Iowa, welcome to your tape. You would have had the plesiosaur. They were apex predators that would have ran the ocean the way Goodell runs the NFL with no regard for human life. New Hampshire, you would have been blessed with the mastodon's presence. At 11 feet, 22,000 pounds, they would have turned something as simple as checking your mail into a living jihad. Just like elephants, they'd enter a state of must where just being alive would be enough to trigger them. Maine, you're gonna like this one. Y'all would have had a 16-foot homicidal dolphin that would have conducted itself like killer whales today. That includes psychopath tendencies and affinity to gang violence. Puerto Rico, I'm going to include y'all because I love you guys. Y'all had a tropical marine climate perfect for 40-foot, 2,500-pound Titanoboa. There's a lot of snakes in the world. You probably dated a few of them, and this by far would have been the worst one.
Oh my god, yeah, man. That's ridiculous. A lot of these animals are huge.
Yeah, way too big. Imagine them living now. Like I went to the
possible. You get killed. You can shoot them left or right.
You can kill left and right. You're not real live nowadays.
Yeah, like I went to the South, bro, and like they got all these big bugs and stuff. I'm like, imagine the bugs.
He even talk about the bugs. We gotta see if he got video about that. Like,
oh my goodness, that's like probably.
What I ain't getting no.
They're probably like this big.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
Centipede.
Wasps.
Centipede is like the same size as like a car. Just like that's ridiculous.
Like, that is ridiculous.
There's no way. Imagine like
a centipede crawling against your floor, and it's like 10 feet.
Or a fucking dragonfly. The size of your forearm?
in your room, bro. Just like, nah.
Anytime you heard a loud fly, can you imagine the wings? Ooh, ooh, ooh! What was that? What was that?
Fly to get your head.
Oh, oh! All right, we gonna pack up.
Every trying to touch people, big ass flies touching people.
Yeah, it's time to pack up. Hell no. Yeah, I'm so happy I don't have to do none of that. Only thing I gotta do with is nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you enjoyed the reaction, make sure that like button, subscribe. Let us know if you want to see more of the three down in the comments. He's hilarious. Like his TikTok videos. We'll see you next time, baby.
Peace.
Da, da, da.